Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Review Around the World with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, where we are visiting approximately 2600 airports around the globe in Microsoft Flight Simulator, reviewing them and then seeing if there are any freeware available on flightsim.to. In today's episode, we are visiting Andøya Airport in Norway, Echo November Alpha November. This airport is very north on the Norwegian northern boundary, and it was set up for maritime surveillance during the Cold War, I think, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But let's go take a look at the default airport, Andoya Airport. So while it is loading, let's look at the history. So this was built by NATO, and it was built in the 1940s or 50 actually, 1952, and it was built to look at the maritime surveillance traffic in the Arctic Ocean, Arctic seas. It is today a fairly important military airport. In fact, it's largely military, with a bit of with some commercial traffic. We happen to be parked at the civilian ramp, which is actually a very small ramp on one end of the airport. And first glance, the default auto-generated scenery around the airport looks nice. At the airport, it's actually not too bad. It's decent. It's actually quite decent. The tarmac, the runways, it looks quite decent. There are lots of taxiways. Most of these are, of course, military aprons. They do not have a whole lot of markings available, but at least the taxiways appear to be fine. There are two runways, however, only one is currently operational. It is a 3,000 meter long runway, 1432, so runway 14 and 32. The other runway is not operational at the moment, and this airport sees commercial traffic from Norwegian air shuttles seasonally, and it also sees regular service by Widerøe, who operate their Dash 8s in here. So the shorter runway is not currently operational, but the longer one definitely is. Now, as far as default airports go, this one is decent during the day. Let's look at it, what it looks like at night, and how operational it might be at night. Okay, so that's a bit of a surprise actually. There's the runway. No centerline lights, but that's okay. Not all of them do. However, the taxiways are lit. Again, the lights are a little bit weird and squiggly on the taxiway side here, but the center lines are lit. And you can actually use this to taxi to your parking aprons. Now, of course, all the aprons are dark. I don't know why the auto generation cannot handle that, but all the airports are dark. All the aprons are dark, sorry. Okay, it's sort of useful. I will give this a 1.5. It's not terrible, but it's not all that good either. Looks like just some lights in the middle of a dark sky, dark place. Let's switch back to daylight time, and the good news is that there is a freeware on flightsim.to, so let's go download that one and take a look. So we'll be right back. And we're back. This is the freeware Andoya Airport, and let's get in and see what this one looks like. This is available for free on flightsim.to, as mentioned previously. And let's see what this is going on. But while we are looking at this, while it's loading, this airport is a pretty does actually see quite a good commercial service. It seems to handle about 50,000 passengers and about 3,000 aircraft movements. But as you can see, it's geared towards smaller airplanes, and I think Norwegian, I don't necessarily know what they fly, but I think they do fly a 737 here. But let's see. So first glance, new terminal. That's nice. A new landside. New terminal building, new landside, sorry. And let's have a look what's here. This is a helicopter. Yep, helicopter area, hangar probably. Okay, so okay, rather basic terminal. This is just texture. Yeah, this is just texture. I don't think there's anything really in here, just been textured. But all said and done, it's a custom building. There are lights added. What is this? This looks like some sort of radio antenna. Looks like more custom buildings here. These are all the military aprons. The military aprons look to have been cleaned up quite a bit. So while this team added all these buildings, or individual, I don't know whether it's a team or individual, but they actually did clean up the aprons. The runway looks different as well, so it does actually look like they retextured all the runways. Yeah, lots of helipads at this airport. Very interesting, but then not very surprising, given that it's primarily for maritime surveillance. So probably lots of airplanes flying, or helicopters actually flying in and out of the Arctic Ocean. Let's have a look at what the night view looks like. Let's see. There we go. Nighttime. Come on, let's get the night vision on. Okay, so let's see. Taxiways have been cleaned up. Taxiways definitely have been cleaned up. Lots of red warning lights have been added all over the place. Yeah, most certainly things have been really cleaned up. Now this airport can actually be used at night. Yeah, this is actually quite good. The airport now can be used at night. Taxiways are there. Lights have been added. Tarmac lights have been added. Even the military apron has added lights around the hangars. The primary civilian apron that you see right over there also has lights. Tarmac lights added, so you could actually operate in here at night. And I'm sure because this is so far up in the Arctic Circle that people actually do operate here at night. Not very surprising. Let's see, where is this airport located? This is at 69 degrees north, so this is high above the Arctic Circle. And yeah, nice. This is nice. Okay, so this also I think deserves a 3. It's quite a nice effort. It's a solid effort. Definitely very usable, particularly if you're flying in civilian. Definitely very usable. If you have a good Dash 8, you should be able to operate with Widerøe. Having said that, let's switch back into real-time, daytime, and I am going to give this a 3.0 as my final rating. And with that, we come to an end of this episode. Thank you everyone for being here, watching this. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Do hit that like button. It helps us out quite a bit. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you.